Welcome to Sports Talk.
Hello everyone, welcome on back.
Mike.
From Top Notch Sports. And today we're going to go over the 2021 NFL Draft for the LA Rams. Okay, listen, let's start this up right now, Mike. Their draft, Matthew Stafford. What do you think? Now, let's go into their actual draft picks. I don't know many. I'm going to be honest with you. I scouted 250 players. You scouted probably well over 252. And I know very few players here. I'll be honest with you. I know one player that you guys drafted, and that's no knock, no nothing. If I didn't scout them, I truly have no opinion on them. The one guy I did scout was the first overall pick, but I'll let you start again like every video. Let's start with the first round pick that they had, Tutu Atwell. What do you think about Tutu Atwell?
Tutu Atwell. I believe he did drop out of my top 10 receivers. I watched him. He was from Louisville. Tutu Atwell, he is very fast and plays explosive. He was a big play threat his whole college career. I think he mostly took a lot of his snaps from the slot. Not a very big guy. What do you have him listed as? I got him here as 5'8", but that was early. Maybe 5'9".
My wide receiver rankings. Tutu Atwell.
Yeah.
Tutu, I have him listed as 5'9", 165.
So he is not at all a big guy whatsoever. He's small, but he's fast. He moves quick. He can burst out of breaks quick with the first step. I don't mind the pick. There were probably better receivers on the board at this pick. I don't know off the top of my head. We talk about a lot of players, a lot of picks. I don't know who was exactly there with the 57th pick, but I don't mind it overall. I think he could fit in well with this offense, especially being that now you have Deshaun Jackson, who will probably get injured, so you'll probably need a guy to step up. So, I mean, Tutu Atwell is a solid player. I think he's going to lack strength, and I think he's undersized. He might have a hard time getting open in the NFL just because of the lack of strength. If someone's bumping him, might have a hard time getting off the line. But other than that, I'm okay with it. It's an explosive guy. Whenever you add a guy that has some type of explosion to an offense, it could work out for you.
Yeah, so this was round 2, pick 25, 57th overall pick. They go with Tutu Atwell. Now, look, Tutu Atwell, the first thing I wrote about this guy on my notes was he is an actual receiver, right? He's not no fancy gadget guy, although he can do that, right? But I said he's a slot receiver who has decent route running and is super fast. Only concern is the weight, 165, very small. I mean, for the love of God, I'm 147, 148, was up to 150. This guy's 165 playing in the NFL. Mike, linebackers are 230, 240. You know, you got defensive tackles that are 300 pounds. You know, so being 160 is concerning. You know, he looked great in college. He was my 11th ranked wide receiver in this year's draft. In the second round, this late, I give this individual pick a B. I'm a fan of Tutu Atwell. Again, there's a concern about his weight. And what were you going to say?
I'm a fan of him too. I don't mind him. He's explosive. He's a hard player. He plays hard. Didn't make my top 10. I don't know where he ranked for you.
11.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't mind. I really don't mind the pick. I don't have a problem with the pick at all.
Yeah. So again, like I said, out of all the guys I scouted, he was my 11th ranked receiver. Again, the main thing is there's a few guys that I flashed this year. Tutu Atwell was one. I'm just waving a precautionary flag saying watch the weight. Also did with Devontae Smith, but Devontae Smith was a number 2 receiver. So usually these things, Mike, you know me, I usually wave a giant flag and say, don't draft this guy. And, I wasn't a big fan of Antoine Winfield. He was small. He turned out to be just okay. I wasn't a fan of I waved the flag for Devontae Smith, and I'm waving it again for Tutu Atwell, but Devontae Smith was my number 2 ranked wide receiver. What I'm saying is that I'm learning to care less about that sometimes, because sometimes a player can be good even though they're small, a little bit skinny again, but he can put on 10 pounds of muscle. And maybe not this offseason, maybe next offseason. We saw Henry Ruggs put on 12. We'll have to wait and see. But Tutu Atwell, my 11th ranked receiver in this year's draft, I graded a B for the 57th overall pick. Not bad. Next guy, do you know Ernest Jones?
No.
Me either. Bobby Brown?
I know him, but I don't know him.
Okay. Robert Rochelle?
No.
Jacob Harris. This guy I know
Jacob Harris, I know. Now, Rams fans, a lot of you guys probably didn't know who Jacob Harris was. I did a lot of extensive research in my tight ends this year, and Jacob Harris actually ranked. Hold on, let me just see where I had him ranked. I believe he was definitely in the top 10. Maybe I'm thinking off the top of my head, probably 8 or 9. But I just want to make sure real quick before I say where I had him ranked. Jacob Harris, I had ranked 8th. So this guy stands at 6'5", 220 pounds, and he played receiver a lot of his college career. Has showed some inconsistency issues, but the impressive thing about him is at 6'5", 220 pounds at his pro day ran a 4.3940. This guy moves incredibly well for his size. He's a big guy, strong guy, can catch the football. Now he's going to be a project. He shows he needs to be a better route runner. That's why I made the switch to tight end at 6'5" from receiver to tight end. But in this Rams offense, with a couple years of work, I think this guy could end up being a freak. We saw the people say DK Metcalf couldn't run routes. That's why he slipped in the draft. This guy is 6'5", and I know it's at a pro day, but a 4.39, I'm telling you, it's not that off. It's not that off. If it's off, a 4.39 is incredible for a guy his size, with his strength and his body frame. I think this guy could be a good tight end in this league with proper work. I love this pick. This is a pick to be excited for the future.
Yeah, no, it is. And what's going to be interesting to me, I mean, they'll list him as a tight end, but I'll tell you this much. When you look at him, and I'm looking at my thing I have now, I don't know this guy. I never scouted this guy. It's pretty interesting. His measurables. Number 1, Tariq Black. No one really knows who he is. I know who he is, but a lot of people don't know. Number 2, do you want to take a random guess? NFL wide receiver.
Receiver, Mike Evans.
Julio Jones.
Jones.
Compares to him 70%. The next guy's Denzel Mims, and you know I was a fan of Denzel Mims last year. Keep going down the list. One of your boys, Miles Boykin. Miles Boykin. You got Nico Collins. All these guys, but it's pretty interesting to see. I mean, I didn't know about this guy. You said he ran a 4.39. That's very good. 6'5", 219. I have listed here.
He's an athletic freak. He just needs to clean up some of the little things, but he can be special.
No, absolutely. I mean, these are the guys that go unheard of. And I had no idea who this guy was. But when you look at every position, put them all in a big combined thing, and you just compare athlete to athlete. Who is it? Tariq Black ranks 1, Nico Collins 2, Jason Oweh is the 3rd. But the first tight end that they actually mentioned that matches 77.7% of the measurables is Noah Fant from Iowa. And Noah Fant, we all know, is pretty dang good. So that's someone good to be, compared to. Him, Julio Jones. Yeah, all right. The measurables are there. Now can he perform? I never watched film, you did, so you know more of that stuff than I do. But raw talent, it looks like, is definitely there. Stuff that you can't teach. You can't teach size. You can't teach speed. He has both of them. We'll see what Sean McVay can do with them. All right, next guy, Ernest Brown. Nothing.
No, I don't have anybody
else. Ben and Chris. Look, guys, I'll be honest with you, and I'm just going to add this in here so the video gets a little bit longer for you guys. Your draft picks this year were honestly it was Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford is that's who you got to be excited about. You got Stafford. You trade away Goff. You trade away next year's first, 2023 rounds first. I think that's the last 4 years you didn't have a first-round pick. You also traded away this year's third-round compensatory pick. Look, me and Mike are going to have a whole debate on this, but you got to understand that the team is ready to win now. And if they don't win, then it's a disappointment. And me and Mike will go way more into detail later on in another video. But overall, I know one guy, okay, that you drafted. So usually every pick, every grade I gave so far, I say I don't rank it based off of guys I don't know. But since I only know one guy, and you drafted one guy, I'm not going to give you the grade of that one guy because I like Tutu Atwell, but I honestly don't know these guys. And therefore, if they didn't make my rankings, usually I wouldn't say this, but I truly don't know how good they're going to be. So, Mike, first I'll let you go and give your overall draft grade. I mean, you knew at least 2 of the guys. What do you think for this year's grade overall?
All right. Well, being that I like Tutu Atwell, but I think it was a reach. I do think that pick was a reach. I think they got a steal in the 4th round with Jacob Harris. And then you look at the rest. You see they added some positions of need. It's okay that we don't know them as long as we see that they're adding positions in need. They have a needed defensive back. They take a defensive back. But you can't give them the highest grade being that we don't know a lot of them. And you can't give them the lowest grade being that we don't know a lot of them. So I think they got to fall somewhere in the C+ to B- range. I'm going to lean towards C+. for the Rams draft.
You know, so the one grade I gave was a B, but I also have written on my sheet, I have them as a C plus. Like you said, look, usually I do all of them added up, subtract. Well, I only have one, so it's simple. It would be a B. But again, it just kind of concerns me. And look, I'm going to be the first one. Rams fans are getting all angry that I'm giving them a low grade. You know what I said about Tutu Atwell. Take it or leave it. Yeah, I go in much more depth about Tutu Atwell in my wide receiver video. You're more than welcome to go and watch that. And I go through everyone I scouted on videos. You guys can go back and watch my scouting analysis. Mike has all of his rankings, top 10s on our Instagram page. Go and look at it. The thing is that I'm trying to say is that if I only know one of the guys, usually I would say, all right, that's a B, but I got a lot of other teams that are B on here. They had 7, 8 draft picks that I know, and then the Rams have 1. That's a little concerning. I'm going to go with a C plus. Again, your off-season overall, yeah, I would give it like a B, B plus. We'll see what Stafford can do to really analyze it in the future. But right now, this draft alone, Tutu Atwell's the only one I know. I'm going to go with a C plus, like you said, and we'll just have to hope for the best. Look, the Rams have a really nice team here. Donald, Ramsey, right? Those two alone on the defensive side of the ball can change everything. Taylor Rapp. And then you got people on the offensive side of the ball. You got Cooper Kupp, right? Robert Woods, Matthew Stafford. It's unfortunate what happened to Cam Akers. You know, I was huge on him at least in fantasy this year, right? And I liked him coming out of Florida State. It's just that it sucks that he's not going to be there. But they still got Darrell Henderson, so we'll have to wait and see what the Rams can do. Definitely one of the, if not the Super Bowl favorite for this year. It's going to be exciting to watch. Anything else?
No, I think we pretty much summed it all up. Rams fans, good luck.
Yeah, we're going to wish you luck. For more videos, coaching grades, we got to do our, division rankings, all that stuff, and much, much more before the regular season debating. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe. You guys are not going to want to miss that. See you guys soon. Peace. We are.
Better.
See you soon. Peace.